Greetings, beloved. Happy Monday to y'all. Welcome this evening to Togetherness Media. This is Anthony Powers, and we are overjoyed to have you here with us today. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I know everything's surging, so you might not have been able to do too much, but I hope that you enjoy whatever you did do and whoever you are with and whoever you were with. We have an amazing show today. We have like a friend of mine, one of the biggest casting directors in Los Angeles. He's been doing it forever. He's worked with everybody, and we're going to be all the information anytime we do anything. And go ahead to togethernessmedia.com, subscribe to the website, and click and download the app. Available on every app store, whether it's Google, whether it's Apple. Man, we are there. We are there. We are there. And it's so important to have so much, to be connected in Hollywood. They say it's about what you know, but it's also about who you know. And the what you know is going to come from you right now from a person who I know. And he's going to give y'all all information. And I just want to remind everybody to stay healthy and stay safe out there. There's so much going on, everything's surging. But guess what? I have a very special guest. This is my friend forever. This is my boy. This is my boy. He's so well spoken. He's worked with everybody in Hollywood, everybody in the music industry. If you watch TV, if you watch movies, if you watch music videos, if you've seen a commercial, you've probably seen some of this man's work. And he's put so many of the stars that gave them their first big breaks. I'd like to introduce my man, my friend, which call it absolute G in the game, Frederick Johnson. Freddie!
Wow, what an intro. Wow, dang, that was so eloquent. Wow, I should have written that one down. Thank you for such a kind intro. It's my pleasure to be on the show, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, I love you for being here. So before we go into the interview a little bit further, tell people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. I'm a native of D.C. Came out to LA kind of as an actor at first. My degree is microbiology, so I'm not sure how that makes sense, but it makes a whole bunch of sense to me. And then I was giving clubs and things out here. I was already like DJing in DC and things, so people kind of knew me from Howard and from college.
Mm-hmm.
So then I came out to LA, and this guy was like, "Man, you should open a casting company." This was when like music videos started getting big.
Yeah.
And I said, all right. So we went to Kinko's and just printed up some cards, started passing them out. And just so happens, my good friend Paul Stewart was managing this artist named Montel Jordan. And they were doing a video like, "This is how we do it." And he said, "Fred, let's get Fred. We need some girls. Let's need some people." So they hired me to cast that music video.
Mm-hmm.
I got paid like $50 or something like that. I had no idea what the game was about. And ended up winning an MTV award for it. Like, it was
Nice.
iconic part of the time. Then I went on to do videos with Justin Timberlake, Puffy, basically everyone in hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
And pop. Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
No, pop stars as well.
Yeah. And you've also done commercials, movies, TV, and you've actually launched a lot of people who started off just in music videos, and you helped launch their careers to do other things. Would you like to tell us a few of those?
Well, like Lance Gross was my leading guy back then because we'd always hire him as the lead guy for the music videos.
Mm-hmm.
We helped him out, introduce him to directors like Chris Robinson and things, and they went on to hire him for bigger and better things.
Nice.
Claudia Jordan, Lisa Ray, some of those people in that genre of people.
All right. Now, one thing I know that you always love to tell people is how important relationships are in Hollywood. I remember we were at an event once, and you were giving somebody the advice: if somebody brings you to an event, then you should make sure to pump that person up when you are talking to them, talking to other people about who brought you to the event. Can you tell us a little bit about how important it is to have proper relationships in Hollywood and to build up your circle?
Yes. Building and maintaining relationships is important in Hollywood as it is in politics, as it is in personal life.
Mm-hmm.
So I take the approach of building and maintaining and curating relationships, with people, in my industry, from all aspects of my industry as well. And so then, say once you meet a person like myself, I have certain powers, within the industry.
Yeah.
Then it's good to get to know me. But they say when you when you meet a wise man, wait on his doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
So um, people have so much to share freely. Um, I believe that building relationships and communicating and just being authentic with your word is important in this industry.
Yeah. And so for so long we've had I like I sometimes joke that that our group of friends are like an alpha tribe because there are some of the top people in their industries and like leaders amongst things that they do. And how important is it to curate and be around people who lift you up and who make you better?
Right. Well, there's so much like rejection, like in life and in this industry, that it's always good to have great people around you. From those lesser and higher than you.
Yes.
In the pecking order of things. I didn't create it, but it exists.
Yeah.
So, like myself, I create relationships with my producers and my directors. I reach out to them. I say hello. I'm nice, courteous, because I know that these are people that hire me.
Hmm.
And there's a lot that others take for granted, especially these days.
Yeah.
Um, um, that I think a lot of people miss and should really listen to because it really is show business. This is still a
Yes.
business. There's
So
that side to it.
So, what are some of the advice you would give to somebody who are trying to break into the industry? Like, what are some of the steps you think that they should take?
Well, first off, get good pictures, whether it be on your Instagram or you want to get a photographer to shoot you. And then get on some of the casting websites like LA Casting or Actors Access. Open your own account. Then if you want to do commercials, try to source a commercial agent. So to me, commercial agents are like stores to me because I buy talent. So I shop at agencies, or I shop at management companies, or sometimes I shop directly through my personal relationships with the people that I'm close to. Because at the end of the day, we hire our friends. Um, and so get on our casting websites. Try to get a commercial agent first. Maybe get into a class, a Zoom class, or some sort of cold reading class. So
Hmm.
when you're given like a page of copy to read, you know what we're looking for. You know why they chose those exact words for you to say, and you can see the nuances, in the words that the writer wrote because everything is calculated. Everything is well thought of by these ad agencies in Madison Avenue or Chicago, right? So
Hmm.
um, so then curate a reel. You're
Hmm.
not because most of the things you're not going to have access to get on the new sitcom because there's an order to things. The agents want their people on the shows, and they have the influence
Yeah.
with the producers. So you have to be on the inside,
Yeah.
like the stock market, or you really are on the outside, and we won't know you because you don't have the right. No one's behind you. We don't know who you are.
Hmm.
How can we trust you? You're not
Exactly.
insurable.
See, one of the things you mentioned just now that I wanted to key on is the new understanding the nuances of the script and how important it is for people to fully have a comprehension of what's going on with their sides, understanding it. And I know that you, like myself, have a veracity for vocabulary, and it's ultra important for you the power of words and the nuances of words. Can you tell us a little bit why that's so important in this industry?
Well, one must have, command of the English language. If you speak English, we should have a command of our language and be able to be literate enough to, not only read, but read between the lines, and understand the whys and respect, that someone took their time to write this. And
Mm-hmm.
then say I have a script of a 120-page script, and we pull like 6 pages to read.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did we pull those 6 pages? Why did the
Yeah.
director pull this? Where's the transition in these words? Like these are the things that separate, the great actors from those that are still, aspiring,
Mm-hmm.
actors.
Can you tell us some of the reasons you guys will actually choose certain pages?
Yes, well, there's say there's like some sort of romantic comedy.
Yeah.
We're gonna choose something that is comedic, but then why is it comedic? It may not be a straightforward joke.
Mm-hmm.
You have to kind of get it, and you don't have the benefit of having the whole script for backgrounds. You just have these words. You're like, what is you have to? to kind of figure out what is going on in the scene. There's enough hints there, if you have the eyes to see like the setting. Are we outside? Are we inside? Like is it a guy and a girl? What's the nature of their relationship? There's probably hints in there. Like, and then they may switch to two more pages where you're angry and screaming, and you have to figure
Mm-hmm.
out, wait a minute, this is a whole other person. I'm talking to Mary in this scene. Now I'm screaming at Jose over here. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, who am I? And then you can call your agent if you have one and ask maybe to get a hold of the script, ask
Mm-hmm.
questions, get a hold of the casting director, and ask them, hey, give me some insight into this because. At the end of the day, the casting directors want you to do a great job
Yeah.
because we don't want our directors looking at us going,
Yeah.
who's
Why'd
this
you bring
person
this cat
from
in?
Restaurant? And like, yeah, who is this person? So,
Yeah.
so look. There's going to be transitions in there for you to
Mm-hmm.
catch, because it's written that way. It's written to be witty. It's written to be, funny. It's written to evoke emotion. It's written to make you go buy things.
Yeah.
So
What are
to
some
be
of the
able to,
things when you look at when you go into like when somebody comes in and like that really like just makes you like, okay, that's the one, or even if there's not the one, okay, I definitely want to bring them in another time. What are some of the things that really catch you and make you say, yeah, 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 they got it?
being prepared, first of all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not walking in the audition going, oh, I didn't know it was a reading thing. Oh, I just got this.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like, I'm like, okay, I
Red
could be
flag.
rooting for you. And like, what do you mean your agent didn't give you the script? Like, it's just, there's things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
So the things I wanted for someone to be prepared, you don't have to be off book. You can come in like maybe for your callback, you should be off book, but for your
Mm-hmm.
first audition, yeah, you could hold the paper. Um, we only really need like what 30 seconds to a minute of your time.
Yeah.
Like that's all we need. Like you give me four great auditions, you're on a sitcom.
Yeah.
Um, and know that everyone on the other side of the table is rooting for you to do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Save the excuses. Just come in, ask questions.
Okay.
Like, hey, I just got this. Do you mind if I come back in 30 minutes? Sure, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, don't put yourself in a losing situation. Okay, then
That that's a beautiful
read.
point. Like,
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, that option even is even available to them. So I really appreciate you pointing that out.
yeah. And then
Um,
know where the camera is. Don't know the
yes.
camera is. Know your blocking. Don't upstage yourself. Like when you turn around, don't be like we can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if yeah, you have to look directly into the camera, but you can look off camera a little. But know where the camera is. Know that if your back is turned to me, I don't know what you're doing. If your face is too far turned away from me, I can't see. Your eyes. If we want to see you. We want to see you deliver the lines into the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Speaking of the lines, I've heard different people do different things. How important is it for you for them to stick directly to page, or are they able to play with page a little bit?
Like I get it when someone does, something, change the word or two or delivers a line. But I mean, don't start rewriting the whole. Don't
Yeah,
start
yeah.
rewriting the. We'll give it to you. Just
Keep it
go in
subtle.
there and throw it out. They picked that. They would have changed it. But you could say, you can change it a little bit or add something or add something at the end. But then how if it doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Then now you're just being weird.
Yeah.
Or then we could say, hey, do it again, but this time just stick to the words, because the
Okay.
first time you do it, hey, be creative. And then, if you get two times to read it or ask to read it again, say, I like to read it again, just stick it to the words too. It's like, okay, cool. Ask it.
Nice.
Don't be afraid to ask to, hey, can I do that one more time? Uh,
What are some of the biggest mistakes people make?
like, just like being too extra, where like it's like wow, I can't bring that person to set. It's like
Yeah.
being too extra. It's a professional setting, so
Mm-hmm.
act professional.
Act accordingly.
Be on time. If you get hired, don't flake.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, if we ask you to bring a headshot, bring a headshot.
Mm-hmm.
Know the lines, know where the camera is. Just yeah, just take it serious as seriously as you can. because the rewards are so
Yeah.
vast.
Yeah. How much has the digital age? Because I know you've been doing it since black and white, since people had black and white headshots.
Ah, right.
It's crazy. That was just
Indeed.
like, black and white headshots was just in the early 2000s. That was still the industry standard, just like even back then.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so like how much,
Exactly.
yeah, so how much you think like has the digital age changed the industry?
Well, I can tell you from like a talent standpoint. So let's take well, okay, it's two things. It's technology has enabled me to continue working and continue to, have a company because the advances in casting software,
Mm-hmm.
the self-tape capabilities, the ease in which to transfer video and pictures, the lower amount of storage it takes to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
I can cast music videos, film commercials. Well, not really commercials, but some of them, most of the work from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need a laptop for some of the things because the technology has helped.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also in the talents, and I guess all of the verticals has saturated the market a little bit because I remember getting rates for like 5,000 for like lead girls or these
Mm-hmm.
high commercial rates. Where now with the advent of Instagram per se,
Mm-hmm.
now people want to do things just to be on TV or just for cloud or just for
Yeah.
it was disruptive to the in a great way. It was
Mm-hmm.
disruptive to the entertainment industry, But then it also advanced it a little bit because now you have these young producers, young directors who are who have the ability and ease to
Mm-hmm.
produce things right off their iPhone.
Yeah.
So it's great, but it did saturate the market and drove the rates down a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So we're almost out of time for today's interview, and I love having you on. Do you have any last bit of advice today for for anybody in the industry? Like one thing like that before you go, they absolutely have to know.
Yeah, before I go, like if you first, there's no modeling industry in LA. It's not the market. It's commercial print, film, television,
Hmm.
e-com. Out here. So the models are in New York. There's no runway shows out here. That's like So first of all, like and be real. So
Yeah.
if you want to get into the industry, the easiest way is to get into commercial. Just pay a ton of money. Like
Yeah. That
find a source,
residuals.
get a commercial agency, get on these casting sites. Communicate, talk.
Mm-hmm.
Network. Do four things every day for yourself to be
Mm.
successful at that.
Thank you, brother. Tell people real quick where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Visionary Casting, Visionary, Visionary Casting. So yeah, hit me up there, or email me if you want to send me your pictures at visionarycasting@icloud.com, and I'll get back to you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Frederick Johnson,
Yes, Anthony. Yeah,
microbiologist on the sly, casting director by day, which call
that's
it,
right.
and a gentleman and a scholar at night. I love you,
Thank you,
brother,
sir.
and I would love to have you back soon.
Okay, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
That was Frederick Johnson, y'all. Man, what you call it? Hit him up on Visionary Casting. He can really help you launch your career, and he's so open with getting you information and blessing you with all of that. And we'll be back. Stay tuned. Gravity. Leon Morley, Modal House. And I'm Anthony Powers. Shouts out to the Know Your Rights camp. Know your rights out there, everybody. And make sure they don't get taken from you. There we go. Check it. flashing lights, motivated to move. Inhale music to get me high, motivated to move. Release all my worries and wave bye-bye. Now I'm in the groove, free like I'm dancing across the sky.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.